I just would like to ask, I asked the Transportation Commissioner about the I Love New York signs and the numbers that have been installed, and he shared with us the numbers and the cost of that. Do you have the numbers along the thruway and cost of those as well?
I do, and first let me say how excited we were and our employees were to participate. You know, everybody at the thruway is proud of their job, but they're even prouder of the fact that they can help in such a statewide effort where 900,000 jobs of our brothers, sisters, aunts, and uncles are at stake in the tourism industry, and where we know that $8 billion of state and local tax revenues comes in. So we were very excited to participate. We put 140 signs up. We spent about $500,000 on the materials, and the total cost of the project with installation, labor, excavation, and the like was $2.7 million.
Thank you for that. I mentioned I happen to be going to Buffalo recently, and I noticed that the posts, not the signs, seem to be bent or whatever. Have you had a problem with some of those, and is that something, has that been system-wide, or did it just happen to be those, and is that being corrected? Or?
It is being corrected, yes. We had two different types of posts, and it appears to be some kind of a defect with one of the types of posts, but we're on top of it. We're working with the manufacturer, and I think it should be corrected shortly.
Thank you. The governor announced in his State of the State that there are going to be a number, I believe, 69 new plug-in electric vehicle charging stations along the thruway. Do you have plans on doing this, and how is that going to be paid for? And is that going to be a public-private cooperative effort, or?
Well, we're really excited about this. 69 electrical vehicle charging stations will be either at commuter lots or at all of our 27 travel plazas. People pay to fill up, so they pay for the electricity they use to charge up. And currently, we're in negotiations with those who do the gas. They're currently doing the administration of those. We don't actually administer them, we install them, and they manage them. But it'll be in our travel plazas and in our commuter lots.
If you got an updated safety record, you mentioned about the number of miles and vehicles, do we have a safety record that's improving, about the same, or greater risk recently?
Well, I know this year was one of our lowest fatality years, but I can certainly get you year-to-year numbers about accidents. But in terms of fatalities, this was one of our lowest.
You mentioned the canal and the changeover. I'd just like to add my thoughts is that the people who I've spoken with have been very positive about the way that that transition has gone. Still always challenges with the canal, but as someone who has that going through my district a significant number of miles, again, I appreciate the years that the thruway ran it. I'm sure your shoulders are higher today, maybe that you don't have all that responsibility going forward. But my last comment or question would be, you've talked about the Tappan Zee and a lot of people entering or going across the thruway there. At the other end of the thruway, near the whole area around Buffalo, and the fact that they go through tolls, out of that, back into tolls, and the backups there. Plans for exit 50 or 54 or 5, whatever it is, at the southern end. Are there plans there to help in traffic flow, whether it's cashless, whether it's at speed lanes or whatever, to help the Western New York traffic?
Well, as I mentioned to Senator Young, we were looking for the future in terms of tolling, and that's certainly an area that I think would benefit from cashless tolling. It's interesting how many different transitions the thruway goes through, from places like New Rochelle and Yonkers, where it's one point and a fixed charge, to the ticketed system, where it's an accumulated fee depending on where and when you exit, and then you go into the free section and then back into a toll section. So that presents a little bit of a difficulty with all those transitions between kinds of systems, but I've been spending a lot of time up in that area. It's beautiful, and I hope to keep going back there many times to listen to the local communities. We've met with some of the mayors up there and had their input, and want to continue to listen and learn and see what we can do to help.
Thank you very much.